Hello, Kathleen. It's been quite some time, hasn't it? Actually, there's something I wanted to discuss with you. Do you have a moment?
Hey, Emily. Yeah, it has been a while, right? What's going on?
It's about Linda.
Concerning Linda?
She's currently at my house.
What?
Earlier, I found a young girl standing outside my place. She introduced herself as Linda. Since the last time I saw her was at Tom's funeral, I didn't recognize her at first.
Wait a second. Why is she at your house?
She mentioned that she doesn't want to go home.
Haha, what? She ran away from home just to tell you that? Gah. Lately, she's been driving me crazy, constantly losing her temper and running away from home. Could you please ask her to come back home immediately?
Well, she shared some details about what's been happening at your house. I know it's not my place to say anything, but has she been taken care of properly recently?
Excuse me? You haven't contacted me in years, and now suddenly you reach out to tell me how to raise my child? You, who never lifted a finger to help all these years. The audacity.
I'm not trying to dictate anything. I just wanted to check on things. I mean, my parents' attempts to visit and see Linda were ignored by you. Consequently, my family couldn't do much these past few years. Sadly, both my parents passed away without getting the chance to see her.
Yeah, so you want to paint me as the villain, right? You know, ever since Tom passed away, I've been here, raising her all by myself. You have no idea how challenging it is to raise a child alone. I have to work, you know? So maybe I can't always find time to fulfill every single little thing you guys want. So, please don't act like I've been deliberately keeping you away or something.
I apologize. I heard you remarried though. Linda told me that your new husband hasn't been treating her well. She also mentioned that you haven't been standing up for her. It's difficult for me to say this, but
God, that's enough. Do you have a problem with how I'm raising her? Don't tell me your parents never got angry with you when you were a child. You never had disagreements with them? She's exaggerating things to make it seem like I'm a bad parent. And as you said, after Tom died, I remarried. So we have no connection to you anymore. Please keep your nose out of my family's affairs, okay?
Linda is my niece. She appears much thinner than other girls her age, and her clothes seem unwashed. I can gather some idea about how she's being taken care of just by observing her.
Spare me. Aren't you still single? And how old are you now, like 24?
So what?
I don't need parenting advice from someone who has never had a child of her own, let alone been married.
Linda asked me to be her mother.
What?
She begged me tearfully. She remembered me from when she was just a little girl and sought my help. I can't simply ignore her plea.
Is that so? Fine, then you can have her.
Huh?
My husband and I are leaving on a trip tomorrow anyway. So, this actually works out perfectly. If she's going to be at your house, we can just lock up and go. So, why don't you take care of her until we return?
Hold on a second, Kathleen. We're not done discussing this.
Yeah, I understand. We'll address it when I get back. But for now, this conversation is over. By the way, we're going abroad, so even if you try to contact us, we won't be able to respond. So, Please don't bother us, okay?
Please answer the phone. What is happening here? Linda's belongings just appeared at my house out of nowhere. What is your intention?
Ah, so you ended up with all her belongings then? That's good to know. Be grateful that I took the trouble to have them delivered to you on your day off.
I'm confused about what's going on here. Not only that, but you should have informed me as soon as you returned from your trip. I looked inside the boxes, and they contained Linda's textbooks and school supplies. Are you expecting me to take care of her from now on?
Yeah. Didn't you say she didn't want to come back here? This situation works out perfectly then, doesn't it? Moreover, my husband has been in a much better mood lately without her presence. So it seems like her living with you is the best option for everyone. So good luck until she turns 18.
What on earth? Are you seriously abandoning your own daughter?
Why not? She's just something your brother already abandoned, like a debt or something.
Did you just compare your own daughter to a debt? I can't believe what I'm reading right now. All right. I will take care of her. And even if you later ask for her back, I won't give her to you.
You have a deal. Since you've decided to take care of her, don't give up halfway and try to return her, okay? I'm going to call the school and inform them that my husband's job requires us to move out of town. So some relatives will be taking care of her. Take good care of her now. Hey! I urgently need you to bring Linda back right away. Bring her to the house today. Please, as soon as you can.
What's the matter? I already told you I won't bring her back there. Besides, I'm at work, so please stop calling me.
This is extremely important. Just bring her back immediately, okay?
I'm sorry, but I'm currently working.
Hey, wait a minute, please.
Hey, can you please stop calling me repeatedly? I already mentioned that I'm working, didn't I?
It's taking you forever to reply. Give Linda back to me.
I thought I already said no. In case it's not clear, I don't want to give her back. We've been living together since she came here, and she has finally started smiling. Probably because she's finally experiencing some stability. I don't think it would be good for her to change houses so soon. Also, you told her that you don't need her. Taking all of that into account, there's really no reason for her to go back, is there?
You really don't understand anything, do you? It doesn't matter what she wants. I'm her mother, and I have custody of her. I can simply inform the police that you've kidnapped her. And you'll end up in jail just like that. If you're lucky. So be reasonable and give her back to me.
Well, you have a point. Custody takes precedence.
Exactly. I'm glad to see you're finally facing reality.
But I still won't give her back to you.
What?
I've taken it upon myself to protect Linda. If you decide to exercise your parental rights and demand her return, there's nothing I can do about it at the moment. So I scheduled an appointment for us to go to family court, where Linda can explain everything properly. So it's unlikely that they will come and arrest me since I have already informed them.
You contacted family court? Why would you involve strangers in our private matters? Don't meddle in our personal affairs like that.
I had no choice. There are many aspects of this situation that I'm unfamiliar with. I know that if I were suddenly questioned by the authorities, it would put me in an uncomfortable position. Anyway, let's put that aside for now. Basically, we have already disclosed everything about your family to them. We had our initial appointment yesterday, by the way. I showed them pictures of Linda when she first arrived here. And Linda herself described what happened to her at your house in her own words. I have a feeling it's you who might end up getting arrested.
Oh my God. What have you done? Please, stop. Just stop. Are you trying to ruin my life or something?
It's better than allowing you to ruin Linda's life. I understand that it must have been difficult raising her on your own after Tom passed away. I imagine it was a painful time for you. However, you did receive a payout from his life insurance. That money should have lasted you a long time. Yet, you spent it all on designer goods and luxury items within a few years, correct? Perhaps it was an attempt to fill the void left by Tom's passing. Nevertheless, it's not an acceptable reason for neglecting your responsibilities towards your daughter.
Did you investigate me or something?
I felt it was necessary. I hired someone to gather information about you. I needed all the information I could get to protect Linda properly, considering my age.
Are you stupid or something? It's as if you threw that money in the trash. Ah, haha, that's right. Your parents died in a traffic accident, didn't they? It must have been the insurance money you spent on the investigator. Seems like we're not so different when it comes to wasting insurance payouts, huh?
If the money ends up helping Linda, I'm sure my parents would be pleased with how I spent it. In any case, Linda won't be living with you again.
No. That's not going to work for me, I'm afraid.
Why?
Now that Linda is gone, my husband has started taking out his bad moods on me instead. If things continue like this, I don't know what will happen to me. If he finds out that I've been taken to family court, I have no idea what he'll do. But if Linda comes home, I know he'll start treating me nicely again. So you see? I need her.
So what? She's just a shield for you? Just when I thought you couldn't sink any lower. You need to reevaluate your entire life from the beginning.
What do you know about anything? To have your husband suddenly die before you. To be left with no job and a child to raise all by yourself. What do you know about that kind of pressure? Are you saying it's wrong to try and fill that lonely void?
No, I don't blame you for that at all. I understand the pain of losing beloved family members. I'm a 24-year-old girl with only 2 years of experience in the real world. Suddenly, my niece showed up at my doorstep asking for help. Can you imagine how I felt, Kathleen? Despite my desire to help, I don't have the financial ability yet. I'm not married and have no experience raising children. I don't even have parents I can rely on for support. But if I don't protect her, I have no idea what will happen to her. I've been struggling for the past month. Can Linda be truly happy living with me? But the desire to protect her has never left me during this time. So I've been doing my best. I don't think I can be her mother, but as her family, I can definitely protect her from you and your husband. At the very least, I've made that decision.
So what about me? What's going to happen to me now?
I'm not sure, but I think the police will probably pay you a visit. I believe what you and your husband did might be illegal. I understand that you had a difficult time because you truly loved my brother. However, because of that love, I had hoped you would have cherished Linda a little more.
If I get divorced, it'll be your fault. I'll have a really hard time if things continue like this. I need Linda around. Since Tom died, my life has been a mess. You and your family have ruined my whole life.
You can only think of yourself until the very end. I don't know why it keeps surprising me. Anyway, I'm grateful to you for giving birth to Linda. But from now on, please stay away from her. Your mere existence burdens her. After that, with cooperation from the police and the family court, Kathleen and her husband ended up being arrested for child abandonment. I only have knowledge of their situation up until they were taken to jail. Since their release, I haven't heard anything from them. It seems like they have both disappeared. I have now been accepted as Linda's foster parent, which means I receive some aid from the state each month to support her upbringing. It's a huge relief to be able to provide for her completely. However, the rules differ for family adoption compared to third-party adoption. So there are certain services for which I am not eligible as her aunt. Due to this, the paperwork and procedures to obtain the aid were a bit challenging and time-consuming. Nevertheless, I was immensely relieved when I finally obtained the official right to raise Linda. Yesterday, I took her to visit her father's grave. I made a promise to him that I would take care of her. The last time I saw Linda, she was 6 years old. It's remarkable that she still remembered the way to our house. It almost feels as though my brother guided her there from heaven. I have made up my mind that no matter what happens, I will take care of the most important gift that my brother left behind.